Welcome to this program. This is a Transformational Leadership Bootcamp. A bootcamp means army personnel, heavy personnel are being trained to do action. So this is not a discourse or a lecture. Choose whom you want to develop. Maybe your children, maybe your subordinate, maybe your colleague, maybe anyone. Basic idea behind this program is transformation. We will discuss about the developmental transformation now. Here we explain 4 perspectives about transformation to give a holistic view. The first one, the practitioner perspective, then the research-based perspective, the organizational or macro perspective, and finally the individual perspective. Now, we would commence with the practitioner perspective. Here, we provide you a model based on trust and trustworthiness at one side, superior to subordinate relationship on the other side. And there is a third dimension to it. It is the degree of task initiative versus empowerment of your employees at the professional level, as well as wife or husband or children at the personal level. There are 7 levels to commence from. The first level is called as wait until told. And the second one, ask and do something. The third one is to make a recommendation, and the fourth one, express the intent to do. So this is the level of task initiation. Now maybe after that, whenever a superior give a free hand to the employee, or a husband give a free hand to wife, and vice versa, now he or she would allow to do it and report immediately. And the next level is do it and report periodically, and finally you just do it. Let's move on to the research-based perspective.
The research-based perspective is by Gallup, a well-known authority in engagement research and consulting. They work with the top 500 Fortune companies and has conducted studies carrying over decades for over 150 countries and publish a report on a yearly basis on employee engagement. Their latest study reveals that globally, only 15% of employees are engaged at their work and 85% are not engaged or actively disengaged. US and Canada is the highest with 31% engaged employees. Rest of the regions or countries you may observe one by one. Result of this longitudinal research asks few questions to us. Generally, employee cost with respect to revenue is between 10 to 30% in different industries, which is one of the important component of cost. This cost is able to engage only 15% of the employees on an average. What does it mean? Huge untapped human potential or human waste are there with organizations. Let's look into the matrices now. Business units with high employee engagement is 10% high on customer satisfaction, 17% high on productivity, and 20% high on sales, and 21% on profitability. Similarly, they are low on absenteeism by 41%, low on employee turnover by 21%, fewer defects by 40%, and fewer safety incidents by 70%, etc. We need to consider untapped human potential as the next global resource and recognize that organizations' vitality and capacity for organic growth is tied to employee experiences. Moreover, we need to develop strength-based team leadership culture and seek common ground among personal goals and organizational goals. It is again very well proved across 45 countries, 50,000 business units, and among 1.2 million employees that strength-based leadership has improved sales from 10% to 19% with the increased profits of 14% to 29%. As Don Clifton put it across, your weakness will never develop while your strengths will develop infinitely. To conclude, from an organizational macro perspective, Gallup advocates a model of developmental transformation following a process approach to commence from development, engagement, empowerment, and leadership. From an individual perspective, change or transformation requires a strong why. Without a strong purpose, a strong need, no one is ready to transform. When the mental age of individuals reach 40 to 45, they enter to a comfort zone, as for majority of them, their need for de-learning as well as unlearning and relearning capacity diminish. Research reveals that this strong why comes basically from 3 domains. The first domain, it becomes a conditioned response as a part of their corporate or national culture. That is, it comes out of the conditioning in the name of sharpen the saw or continuous improvement or lifelong learning. Second, a strong need that comes out of near-death experiences or from an incurable disease. And this is a painful dimension for change. Finally, any mystical or divine experience also trigger Q transformation or change. There are three types of interventions for individual transformation. The first one is behavioral or psychological from a conditioned response by corporate culture or national culture. The second intervention comes out of a life experience, and the final one is mystical, hence not able to explain. In the first case, what motivates an individual to transform? As we know, motivation is external in nature. It is the need to achieve. Similarly, what inspires him or her? As we know, inspiration is from within. It is the need for growth and expansion. As in the second case of a near-death experience, what motivates an individual to transform or change are the problems one faces, and what inspires him or her from within for a change is solution to the problem, and then growth automatically happens by itself. Finally, as in the third case of a mystical experience, what motivates an individual to transform is faith or an unknown reason, and what inspires from within is realization or experiential awareness.
It's a transformational leadership bootcamp where we are trying to implement it both in organizational and family setting.
Imagine, contemplate on our imagination. Let's visualize, magnify our visualization, and feel, intensify our feelings. Feel to the fullest. Imagine, visualize, feel to the fullest. Creativity is our birthright. Our children and employees are highly creative and innovative, demonstrate high level of creativity and innovative abilities.
Once you involve and go through the program, you would be able to enhance the level of creative and analytical ability at work and in life. Whenever I say creative ability, it means ability to create or to make things happen. Again, you will also enhance the analytical ability. You may face a lot of challenges to achieve your objective. Now you have to analyze about the challenge, take an alternative course of action, and move on in your life and at work to achieve your objective.
Imagine and feel our employees are highly engaged. They are in a flow. Students are very much absorbed in studies or life. Our employees and children demonstrate a high level of engagement. Again, imagine and feel our employees and children are passionate about life and work. They live and love every moment. Our employees and children love their work and life.
Second, you will enhance the level of engagement at work and in life, as well as you'll start liking and loving your own work and life more. Sure, second and third objectives are almost similar, but there are differences among it. We will provide tools and techniques to enhance the level of engagement, submission, surrender, enjoyment at work and in life.
Task initiative need to be trained. Employee initiative is fabulous. Our children and employees take initiative at work and in life. Leaders are the one who inspire. They lead from the front. They show a pathway. They develop and transform oneself and others. Our children and employees demonstrate leadership skills. We had and do have great leaders in the East and the West, the transformed ones who transformed others. Our transformed leaders will surely demonstrate compassionate understanding to transform others.
Again, you will enhance the degree of initiative at work and in life. Finally, you will demonstrate your leadership skill at work and in life.
Let's discuss and conclude on the bootcamp objectives. Basically, we have 5 objectives for the bootcamp, commencing from developing the creative and analytical ability. Loving work and life and engaging fully in the work and life are close concepts, though slightly different. Further, the degree of initiative, both task initiative and value initiative, is triggered and conditioned using behavioral self-monitoring model. Finally, leader and leadership development would be enhanced using appreciative inquiry, reassurance model, as well as cognitive restructuring.
We implement the bootcamp using tools, techniques, and frameworks for experiential change to form rituals and habits, depending on the short-term and long-term objectives of oneself. Implement, sustain, and align are the 3 values of implementation framework. Accountability is assigned and distributed on oneself, sponsoring institution, and an assigned accountability partner, including the trainer.
We provide an advanced 5-day workshop on 7 17 major theories of leadership at 3 levels from 18th century onwards. However, this bootcamp is not for theory building purpose and completely focus on leadership practice from an organizational as well as family context. This provides a framework as well as tools and techniques from an practitioner's perspective for implementation. We consider leader and leadership development as one of the core values of our existence and the greatest social contribution one can make. In this program, we cover the leader and leadership development practices accepted globally. Thank you so much for your time and see you for the Transformational Leadership Bootcamp.